Everybody, it's Jenny Spinner, Chief Editor of Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery, and I'm here with Liz.
Liz Parker Kuhn, Senior Editor, Snack Food and Wholesale Bakery and Candy Industry.
And we're here to talk about the new product highlights from the month of June. Every month, Liz and I get together to talk about the new product releases in snacks and bakery. And this isn't necessarily product reviews, although if we've tried the products, we might let our thoughts be known. It's mostly just the things that are either on trend or especially creative or just otherwise worth talking about. I'm going to start off with Hot Pocket Snack Bites. If you are a fan of frozen heat and eat snacks and sandwiches and things, are a fan of the comedian Jim Gaffigan, who talks about Hot Pockets in his acts a lot, you're familiar with these. Pastry with filling, usually savory, chicken and broccoli, pepperoni pizza, many other flavors. They've come up with Hot Pockets bite-sized snack squares. And it's really fun because, I mean, a lot of people, rather than having Hot Pockets as a meal, they snack on them anyway, and having them in little bite-sized morsels increases that makes them suitable for sharing because it would be a little awkward sharing Hot Pockets between people because they're the size of a cell phone, something like that. And there's sweet and savory flavor, so that's kind of neat. Liz, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I thought it was also very interesting, especially with the sweet and savory. I noticed they had an apple pie flavor, so I'd be interested in seeing if that's similar to like a McDonald's apple pie pocket, something like that.
Yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but who knows? I need to do some grocery shopping, so maybe I'll pick those up. What's your first one?
My first one is a candy company, but they are entering the fruit snack realm. So Smart Sweets, they're known for their lower sugar candy. I especially like their Swedish Fish knockoff. They are now technically in the snack aisle with their new fruit snacks product. So kind of interesting. Obviously, fruit snacks, similar-ish to gummies, but we classify it as a snack here at SFWB. So should be interesting to see how consumers respond to that.
Yeah, Smart Sweets has had I'm a big fan of the Swedish fish style gummies, but they've got, sour watermelon slices and a whole bunch of other things. And it's interesting to see. They're not no sugar, they're low sugar, and we're seeing a lot of innovation in that. But for them to go in from, mostly gummies, some like licorice twist style candies, things like that, going into fruit snacks, which thing I know and love. And I do think that a lot of fruit snacks do have the texture of gummies. I One of the reasons why I think I like Hershey's Snackalicious is there's a little more give to them. Um, Interested to get some of these in my face. Because it's always fun when a brand enters new category from candy to fruit snacks. So good job, Smart Sweets. My first item is Hero Bread pizza crust. Hero Bread is one of those companies that's in the better for you bread space. High protein bread, croissants, bagels. Now they have pizza crust, which just if you're somebody who's trying to get more protein in your diet, whether you're a pregnant woman, nursing mom, athlete, somebody who's going into perimenopause and you have a doctor telling you get more protein and you're trying to get it any way you can, but in delicious ways. And this is an interesting one. Hero Bread, again, we're not a product review site, but I think they're one of the brands that does the better for you high protein bread well. The texture is pretty and the taste is pretty close to conventional, for lack of a better word. And this is an interesting entry for them.
I have not tried this one either, but I was looking at the stats on our article and it's pretty impressive. 4 grams of carbs, 20 grams protein, 22 grams of fiber per crust. I was wondering if that was per serving or what, but per crust. So yeah, like you said, if you fall into any of those groups or you're just looking to get more protein, or more fiber, I guess, in your diet, that would work for that. And my next product is more, speaking of like savory snacks. So when you think of a protein bar, you might think, oh, kind of sugary, or maybe it's like low sugar, but certain textures, certain flavors, etc. This brand is trying to turn that on its head. So this brand is called Takeaways, and they make protein bars, but the twist is they're made out of cheese, puffed cheese. And I was very interested to try these out, so I was glad they sent me some samples. I did not try the pepper jacked because it sounded spicy, but the other varieties are cheddar and slice baby, which is like a pizza flavored one. And overall, I did like these. They were definitely different. Like your mouth kind of takes a second to like adjust, kind of figure out what you're eating. But I believe they are pretty high in protein as well. So if you're someone who wants more protein in your diet, someone who's having some of the hero bread like we just mentioned, but you don't necessarily like sugary or sugary tasting bars, this could be something consumers would enjoy.
Yeah, it's I mean the bar better for you protein bar category is still dominated by sweet flavors. But it turns I'm as somebody who's got a sweet tooth, I don't understand people that don't like sweet things, but there's plenty of them out there, and Takeaways is one of a few protein bars that is in the savory space. So it's interesting to see the use of incorporation of cheese is really cool. Because I'm a fan of cheese. I haven't tried these yet, but definitely interested because it's innovative and still relatively new territory for the bar category. So Liz and I go separately. We pick our things and then we get together. And every once in a while we duplicate on a few. And we duplicated on this one. Campbell's Late July chip brand has had some really interesting tortilla chip flavors. They do play in the conventional space with things like hint of lime, sea salt, things like that. But pickle lemonade. I was just talking to a friend about how there's pickle everything. I took some of my samples and shared with them. And there were a few pickly things that were in there, and not just pickles. We don't really cover pickles, but pickle flavor, pickle puffs, pickle cotton candy at Sweets and Snacks. I picked up one year and then never had the guts to actually eat it. But I do like pickle in fun places, and pickle lemonade reminds me of when Popeyes, I think last summer, might have been more recent than that, had a pickle menu that included, pickly sandwich, pickle chips, um, and pickle lemonade, which got mixed reviews. I thought it was good. And then putting pickle lemonade, the combination of things, those two things on a chip is pretty wacky and fun. So it's an LTO, but who knows if people go absolutely insane over this flavor, maybe they'll make it permanent. But I don't know. Did you try this one?
I did not try it. I'd be very interested in trying it. I haven't hit up Meyer in a bit, so maybe this is an excuse to go searching for that. But late July is usually pretty good with its flavors, so I'd be hoping that it's like very authentic. I can't say I've had pickle lemonade. From their description, it said something like briny, which makes sense. It aims to capture a bright lemon zest and briny snap flavor. So yeah, I would definitely try this. I love anything pickle.
Yeah. What's your next one?
My next one also has some interesting flavors. So Roy Choi, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He is a James Beard chef, and Target is doing a collab with him. And I've seen similar collabs, and like the flavors look nice and whatever, not a big deal. But these are very interesting. These are, for example, you've got some spicy ramen yuca chips. You've got chili lime cake pops, which I don't think I've ever seen, and you've got like miso popcorn, which I've seen, but it's still not like prevalent. So something like that is really interesting. I think I saw someone post about that on Instagram and they were really excited about it, like a food blogger, food influencer. So should be really interesting to see how it does in stores.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the chef collabs that Target has done. There's a woman who has her pizzas in their section. Then um I mean Choi, he is of Asian descent. So one might expect that all of the things that he come up with were that part of the world, but he's American, so he's come up with things that are like, central yuca. Um South and Central America, chili lime, which that is no one part of the world claims it, although when I hear chili lime, I think of Mexican food. But think of some of the Thai food that you order, and there's oh, spicy pad thai with chili peppers. And then the place that I order from usually has a little wedgie of lime in there to squeeze on it. So the combination of chili and lime is in a bunch of places. But when I see those end caps in Target and I see those flavors that I've never seen before, I'm tempted to try. And I think Target is hoping that there will be more consumers like me that pick those up. My next one, Ghirardelli. Who doesn't love Ghirardelli chocolate? Um, if you've ever been to San Francisco, you might have been to the flagship store, and there's one in Chicago too. When you walk in, if it's not too crazy busy, they'll give you a piece of their chocolate. So I associate Ghirardelli is, known for chocolate, and they do make candy confections, the mini squares and the bars and other things. But they ventured into new territory a couple times before. Baking mixes is a good one. Hot cocoa. Going into other aisles, and now they've entered the refrigerated baked goods case with their cookie doughs. Um, if you are, I mean, the bake mixes are nice if you don't want to go fully from scratch and making cookies, but if that's too much effort for you, they have cookie dough now. It's interesting seeing so many like premium. There's some better for you brands like Sweet Loren's, but there's a lot more options in the refrigerated cookie dough section than there were when I was a kid. One of the things that I did in college was we would just get a tube of cookie dough. And it says right on the package, bake before eating. We lived on the edge, so we would just sometimes sit in front of the TV watching Ghost, Little Mermaid, child of the 80s and 90s, and just eat cookie dough. Gross. I'm not proud of it, but I can see myself. I mean, I would probably bake these, but I could also see myself eating the cookie dough too, even though I'm not supposed to. It's interesting seeing a premium brand like them enter this category. Well done.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Oddly enough, I also had unbaked cookie dough in college. That was my first foray into that. Hopefully my mom's not watching this because she always told me not to do that. But Ghirardelli, yeah, very interesting. We usually post about them for candy industry. I have been to their San Francisco location and I have been to their Chicago one. I almost missed my Uber because we were waiting to get, I think it was hot chocolate or frozen hot chocolate one time from the Chicago one. But yeah, it definitely makes sense. They have the baking mixes like you mentioned, so expanding into refrigerated cookie dough makes some sense to me. And yeah, like the name, I feel like the name kind of conveys its premium based on their other products, so should be interesting to see.
Yeah. What's your next one?
My next one is Red's All Natural Frozen Snacks. So you might be familiar with that name because they do burritos and other frozen things. When I don't know if I was single or just living by myself, I would do a lot of their burritos for a quick snack, or sorry, a quick lunch. Very easy to just heat it up in the microwave or wherever you want to heat it up. So now they are expanding into frozen snacks, and that also makes sense to me since they have a couple of frozen products already.
Yeah, I mean, we are about to, I don't want to reveal any secrets. You should totally read our State of the Industry snacks coverage. Frozen snacks and apps is one of the most interesting categories. I don't know if it's got the highest level of growth. You think I would memorize all the results from all the articles in that editorial, but there is some interesting innovation. We started this off with Hot Pockets, longtime handheld meal, getting into the frozen snack category. It turns out we like to snack. We like things that are hot and fresh sometimes, and it's nice not having to go to all the trouble to. Have you ever made your own egg rolls? It's labor intensive. It's the kind of thing that I would rather order from a restaurant or in a pinch go to the grocery store and pick out of the frozen snack section. And the lineup that Reds came up with in this is real interesting. Yeah, that's about it. My next one, being somebody who's trying to avoid sugar, but still loves baked goods and sweet things. Toaster waffles, Eggo's zero sugar added waffle line is pretty of interest to me. It's 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 been an interesting trajectory with the big CPGs coming up with their zero or no sugar or lower sugar versions of their candies and their cookies. Um, and Calanova betting big on the zero sugar space with this subsect of their Eggo brand is pretty cool. As somebody who loves waffles and who loves sugar, but sugar doesn't love her, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was definitely interested when I saw this hit my inbox earlier this month because I don't eat a ton of waffles. I love them, but for some reason I tend to do it at restaurants, eat them at restaurants versus at home. But for someone who's watching their sugar who still wants like an easy breakfast or something like that, this would definitely fit the bill. And it's got the added benefit of having the Eggo name on it. So people are like, "Oh yeah, like I know that brand. Oh cool, they have, a zero sugar added variety."
Yeah.
So pretty
Yeah.
nice initiative.
We got lots of
We are,
frozen stuff in here too.
I was just about
So
to say that we are apparently staying in the frozen aisle. So the next one, DiFara, I don't know if it's DiFara or DiFara, but I think it's DiFara. They are out of New York. They are debuting a grandma style pizza. I have to say, I eat a lot of frozen pizza with I want to say a newborn, but she's 10 months old now. So with a baby, I eat a lot of frozen food. One of which is pizza. And this was one of the better, their brand was one of the better pizzas I've ever had. It tasted like it was from a restaurant, which it technically is. They have a restaurant in New York. So they are coming out with a grandma style pizza. And when I first saw the box, I'm like, oh, wait, this is Detroit style, but it's not. It just looks similar. It's got a crispy edge, like apparently grandmas everywhere makes,
yeah.
and it's hand stretched and pan baked. So it's different from Detroit style in that it's got like little rounded edges, it looks like, and it's almost fluffy looking, I would say. So based on my previous forays into their brand, I would definitely be interested in trying this one.
Yeah, it's one of the benefits of living in Chicago is you can find nearly every kind of pizza style that exists. And um, Liz is in the Detroit area, and there's a couple of places. I'm within walking distance, 2.5 blocks from a Jets Pizza, which is the most notorious Detroit style chain. And then if you walk a little further north of there, and west. There's a place called Anto's Pizza and Pasta. Tony, the best Alfredo sauce you'll ever have in your life, but he also has pizza and it's Sicilian. Holy cow, it's been a long day and it's not even 10:30 yet. Sicilian style looks a lot like Detroit style. It's cut in the same. It's a really doughy, crispy-ish edges on the crust. And there are a couple of frozen brands that are playing in that space. I believe Palermo's brand, Screamin' Sicilian, has some Detroit style. I think they call it Detroit style, but I don't think I've ever seen Sicilian style pizza. Granted, they're related, both Italian. My grandma didn't make pizza. My my one grandma was a terrible cook, and the other one like 100% German. So cooked German American foods, never pizza. The crispy edge like grandma makes, not accurate in my case, but I'll let that slide if it's as good as you say. I haven't had it yet, but I'm looking forward to try it. Something I have had, Archer, again, we're about to wrap up and give to the world our state of the industry snacks coverage, and meat snacks is a fun category. It's one of the articles that I handled. A lot of growth, especially in the better for you space. So that means clean label, um, alternative proteins like chicken and turkey, a little less fat than your conventional beef, sometimes pork. Archer is one of the brands playing in that space, and they've come out with chicken minis. I went to Target this morning to take a picture, and I will put it in here. The number, it's a small Target, it's a micro Target, a bit small enough that it doesn't have everything of everything. Has a little clothes, has a little stuff. It's hard to find some of the ingredients if you're cooking a wacky recipe. You're not going to find it there. But I was just impressed, and I took a picture. We'll put it up. The number of meat snacks they have, and the number of meat snacks in the better for you space, including Archer and their cleaner label. I know Righteous Felon was one of the jerky brands. Oh, I think Mighty Spark, but don't quote me on that. You'll find the picture is much better than my memory. But it's really interesting seeing the two innovations that we're seeing more of, better for you, chicken, clean label, and then minis. I'm a fan of the minis. I just like stick them in my purse when I'm feeling a little peckish and can't get to a restaurant or home quick enough. I'll nibble on one of these minis. So yeah, chicken's becoming a protein to watch. There's a few brands doing interesting things with chicken as a base, and clean label, one to watch. Even the big guys, the big meat stick and snack brands are getting into the cleaner label section. So, but yeah, definitely check out the coverage on excuse me, the state of the industry snacks coverage on that.
Yeah, definitely interesting. First of all, I've never seen a micro target, so that's interesting, but I imagine it's pretty small based on what you said. But interesting, the better for you meat snack producers that are innovating out there because I have I have a good amount, let's say, of snack and candy samples at my house, and I have some at my desk, and I like to share them with friends and family. And the other day, my husband's like, do you have any snacks that like aren't sugary? Like I want something with protein. And I was like, yeah, I have that I had that PepsiCo, I believe it was called Good Warrior, another BFY brand.
Mhm.
I said, yeah, I have a meat snack. You can have that. So BFY brands definitely innovating with meat snacks and like you said, chicken is becoming a more popular protein as well. I've seen turkey. Someone had a turkey stick recently
Mhm.
too. So kind of moving into the poultry space. But yeah, I think I had an interview with someone the other day. It was not a meat snack brand, but they said something like better for you is no longer an option, which was very interesting. They said like it's slowly becoming the standard. So that sounds like that also applies to the meat snack category.
Yeah, I mean, we're headed that way. The Slim Jim, Little Debbie, people that are in the conventional space mostly, they're not shutting down anytime soon. So, we're definitely headed that way where better for you is maybe eating some of their share. I'm not going to reach out to McKee Foods and ask them to definitively say or not, but um I think that better for you is never going to completely replace traditional treats and snacks. Especially one of the things that there's no hard and fast. This is just based on anecdotal evidence, conversations with people who are in this space and outside. I think that Gen Z is smarter, for lack of a better term, about the way that they eat. And that means that unlike people my age, I'm Gen X, they go to extremes. Either they eat garbage or they hear something like seed oils may be bad for you, and they're like, that's it. No more seed oils, no sugar, nothing like that. And just the way that my younger friends, mostly my friends' kids eat, it seems like they get that sugar is okay. It's a treat. It's not an everyday thing. They try to eat healthfully most of the time, but they also get that the occasional chip, the occasional artificial sounding ingredient in a snack that they buy when they're out and about, that's okay. Balance. Balance is a thing that they are grasping and they're walking the walk. So, until every generation is like, no sugar, nothing that I can't pronounce. Um, I think that we're going to have both conventional and better for you. But that was a long rant about silly things. Jill, who's Jill? Good Lord. Liz, that's your name. What's your next thing?
So speaking of what we were just speaking of, that doesn't make sense either. I'm tired today. But if
Yeah.
you are looking to indulge, have a little snack, a little treat, Hare's chips, they every year they do this flavored by Philly contest. So they come up with some pretty interesting like Philadelphia themed chips and the consumers get to vote and then they make them. So this year is jalapeno cream cheese, hickory barbecue, and loaded cheese fries. Honestly, hickory barbecue didn't sound that exciting. I mean, I like barbecue chips, but it's not that exciting. But jalapeno cream cheese, you don't see that every day, and loaded cheese fries in a chip form. I would definitely try that, even though I'm not a big cheese fries person, but it sounds good to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of snack brands. I mean, Hare's is a national snack brand. I can get them by me in Chicago, but they have a lot of regional pride. There's a smaller watch this company, Local Chips. They're out of Chicago, and who the founder, we're playing email tag, epic email tag. I'm gonna reach out to her. She's a Chicago person, and she has done with her core half a dozen Chicago flavors: deep dish, Italian beef with hot peppers, Chicago dog. So that's really interesting. Hares has Philly Pride. I would love to see them try a water ice. Bailey, the editor that covered for Liz when she was out, she's from Philly. And she'd probably appreciate these too. But yeah, she was talking about, and she actually covered for us. John's Water Ice did a collab with a candy company. That was really neat. Another good example, if you go back to our snack, or excuse me, our most viewed products coverage, with the snack side, Mr. B's potato chips, they're out of West Virginia, and West Virginia has this cryptid called Mothman. And he's a figure of national legend, lore, and pride. So they came up with a Mothman inspired chip, and that was our most viewed snack because people are like, "What's Mothman taste like?" You'll have to try the chip to find out. But yeah, Harris falls into that category. They're a snack company that they're outside of the Philly area, but they're proud of where they came from, and it's really interesting to see the things that they come up with every year. My next thing. I'm not quite a senior woman, I don't think. I just turned 54, so I'm getting there. I'm definitely close. And I I'm medically geriatric. It turns out the medical industry thinks that we are old, decrepit women at the age of like I think 45. Don't quote me on that. But QVC came out with a line of wellness products aimed at senior women. And this is really interesting because I just had a conversation at IDDBA with a producer, staff at a producer's booth about untapped markets. And one of the things that she mentioned, forgive me for forgetting the name, was women who of a certain age. When you hit peri or menopause, your nutritional needs change. And nobody's addressing that. We're barely talking about the change in life, as my grandma would have called it, at all. But we're starting to see it. Stacey London from What Not to Wear, terrible Bravo TV show that I watched all the time. She's written about it. Naomi Watts, the actress from Mulholland Drive, Tank Girl, things like that. She has a line of health and beauty products aimed at specifically people in that category. So it's really interesting seeing QVC. Who knew that they had snacks? We did. Aiming at that category. So it'll be interesting to see if other people in more conventional snack spaces and the bigger brands hit that category too. Liz, you don't have to worry about being a senior woman for a very long time.
I don't, but I've been called last year when I was pregnant. The word geriatric was tossed around a lot because I
Yeah.
was 38 and pregnant, and if you're above 35, it's considered a geriatric pregnancy. So
Yeah.
that was tons of fun. But anyways, yeah, QVC. When I think QVC, I think like in the 90s, you're like sitting there watching it, and you're like, "Ooh, I want that! I want that! I gotta call in to buy that," you know.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to me that see that they're doing snacks and also aimed at senior women. I didn't really know how to word that headline because like older women just seems kind of rude, so I put senior women. But yeah, each bar has 15 grams of protein, I believe, so that's really good too.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's thank you for when you wrote the headline, not like QVC introduces wellness products for hags. I've never been
Yeah.
literally called that, but sometimes a day like this, we're not going to talk too much longer because Liz and I are both like off our game. And as we're recording this, we're headed towards the 4th of July weekend. So, good time to like take some of the snack samples, including some of the brands we talked about, and bring to whatever parties that I'm going to. Liz, what are you doing for the 4th?
Yep, same. Some friends are having a get together with fireworks and whatnot, so maybe I'll bring some samples over.
Yeah, well, happy birthday, America, and everybody, happy birthday to America to you too. Yeah, see, I'm not bringing my A game today. So before I will leave, but not until I say, if you are a snack producer coming out with something cool, or you're just out and about shopping at Whole Foods or Wegmans or wherever, Publix, depending on what part of the country you are, and you see something cool that you think we should know about, please email me. My email is spinnerj@bnpmedia.com. Liz might like to know too.
Yep, my email is Parker, Kuhne at bnpmedia.com. I got it right this time.
Yeah, yay. Until then, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Yep,
Bye.
see you later.